Chris, Maggie Thatcher's corpse is not going to run for fucking Prime Minister of England in 2024.
Well, it's true.
Anyway, welcome back to Milk Bucket. Now we put that to bed.
Welcome back, boys.
Episode 42. We got Chris back in the building.
Thanks,
It's his house. He's never left, but you know, he's back on the pod.
Yeah. And then we've also got, of course, James. We've got myself, Basil. Aaron is not here today. Why is Aaron not here?
Still locked down with COVID, I think.
Oh,
or he
is
just
that
doesn't
why?
like us. I don't know.
I thought he was sucking some ladyboy dick.
I mean, he's always doing that. I don't think
Yeah.
we can attribute that purely to COVID. Like, he flies them in, you know?
He would do it with COVID to get rid of the sore throat. Here's actually a hypothetical question that we'll do right before our sponsored fucking ad. If you're in Thailand and like you've just gotten with this really hot chick that you haven't realized is a ladyboy, you guys already know is coming, but you're getting with this really hot chick, you're super fucking turned on, she's sucking your dick, and then like the last second you realize that she's a ladyboy, but at that stage it's too late.
Like, because she's already 7 inches in.
Well, no, because that's it. Like you're already committed. Is it gay still?
Okay, I'm going to phrase it different. If you fuck it still, it is gay. Here's the question.
Wait, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know what are they she's or are they he? Because they say lady boy, they're not like
Case by case.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that every lady boy is trans. I think like in third world countries, people do things because they need to get money. Do you know what I'm saying? And there is a market for that shit.
There is a market for it though.
That's the reality. But here's the thing. I think it's still gay if you fuck him or whatever. Is it gay to let them finish you off from sucking dick? Like you're almost there. It's another 5 minutes.
In that situation, you're too far gone.
Yeah, like 15 minutes in, there's going to be another 3 minutes of sucking dick, but now you know it's a guy.
Oh, then absolutely not.
It's not gay?
No, absolutely. You have to abort that mission.
But you're 3 minutes away.
It's then that's like aborting 8 months into a pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Late term.
Like now it's just murder.
Are you saying like it's a bad thing?
Yeah. Like you got at least just pay the respects. And,
do you think you'd have
money.
to pay for
Right.
in Thailand? Do you pay 3/4 of the fucking the fee? Where you're like, I didn't know you were a guy.
I don't know if you could get a discount, but would you be able to just ask for a full refund because you didn't get what you fucking ordered?
Yeah, it's kind of like ordering beef and getting pork in it.
Oh yeah, it's like ordering beef and getting fucking tofu.
It's kind of like ordering beef and getting dick. You know what I mean? Like that's really the fair comparison here. Baz, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened in Engadine Maccas? In what,
1997?
Yeah, 1997.
The toilets were blocked all day.
Look, there was a man, and he may or may not have shit himself. But what people don't know, the great tragedy, he had a phone.
Oh, yeah?
And through the trauma of shitting himself, it streaming out the sides of his pants, you know what I mean? Him thinking to myself, I'll never be able to become a PM now.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
No one will let me live this down.
Yeah.
I'll end up on TV saying, I did not shit myself in a Maccas in 1997 or whatever. He dropped his phone.
Oh, yeah?
And it cracked.
The phone cracked?
The phone cracked.
Jeez.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but if he had a puppy case back then, he would have walked out, phone intact, shit in pants, like a champion.
Fucking nailed it.
Does this puppy do biodegradable fucking cases?
He does biodegradable. You could put it with the shit in your compost farm. Ease, bro.
You can put it in the compost farm.
Yeah, with the shit afterwards. It's great. It's biodegradable. They've even... look, I'm not meant to be telling you this.
Yeah?
Been on the hush-hush, so don't be telling nobody. They might be releasing some iPhone 13 cases very soon.
No way.
Fucking artisan craft.
Is that the brand new phone that just came out?
Last week.
Oh my God.
Last week, bro.
That's insane.
Look, brand new cases. Look, I shouldn't be telling you this either, but with the link down below, 10% off.
Oh, you're 10% off as well?
10% off.
That's insane.
You can get all these kind of photos. You know what I mean? Aircrafts, mountains. You could probably get a picture, if you asked really nicely, of ScoMo shitting himself at Engadine Maccas.
100% now.
Ease V's.
Check the link in the description, boys. If you
Shout
want
out
to
to
get a phone
Poppy.
case. Speaking of Engadine Maccas, just so we give the context to people that don't know, we'll probably put a quick clip here of him fucking claiming he didn't do it.
I did not shit my pants at an Engadine Maccas in 1997. I don't know where this has come from, but stop it.
So the person you just heard say that's our Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So
Now, I want to play a game of two truths and a lie.
Yeah.
Except there's only one lie.
Yeah.
I think the lie was he didn't shit himself. I think he did shit himself.
No one would say I did not shit myself if they fucking shat themselves.
I mean, that doth protest too much, innit? That's what Shakespeare was talking about back in 1974 or whatever. It's like,
The thing is, what a strange... If this was actually a lie and someone has fucking brought this rumor up, what a strange rumor to circulate about someone.
I mean, it's great because he's so angry and it looks so unbelievable that he's telling the truth.
Oh, Chris,
Like,
do you
he
believe it?
looks like he's lying.
No,
He
he's
look-
angry because it was started by the Labour Party.
Bro.
That's what's pissing him off.
I
it be-
think it
would it
was
be the
started
Labour-
by the Engadine Maccas because they're like, we're still cleaning up that fucking stain, mate.
You know, there was this...
We have to replace the porcelain, for fuck's sake.
There was this Australian version of Vice or BuzzFeed, like one of those ones, and they had a senior reporter.
It's called
Go-
Batuta Advocate.
it was something like that. They went to Engadine Maccas and they did an investigation. And there's only one bathroom there. And the claim is that it was an AFL game and everyone went to the local Maccas, which was Engadine Maccas. And there was just... The fact that there's only one bathroom there means that it could have actually happened. He was just sitting there waiting to use
I think
the
it
bathroom.
definitely happened. I think he had a quarter pounder and a milkshake and it didn't go down right.
If it was, accused of him and it wasn't actually real, do you reckon it was Labour or do you reckon it was the Greens?
I think it was...
Oh, could have been the Greens.
Do you know who I think it was? Curveball. I think it was Clyde Palmer. Australia's Donald Trump. I think he's trying to make Liberal fight with Labor so he can make the United Party a
he
big
can
candidate.
sneak in.
Yeah.
He wants to sneak in.
He wants to be the next
He
fucking
wants to
world leader
recover
with a
some of the
goofy
money.
haircut. You
Some
know
of
what I
the
mean?
hundreds of millions of dollars he spent on advertising to get in.
Oh, bro, that guy's so corny.
Yeah.
His YouTube ads,
Yeah.
it's like people are obviously telling him like, oh, YouTube is like the future. It's got all the like the youthlings on it and stuff. But then he has like, the Liberal and Labor are working together to take away your freedoms. Join the United Australia Party with me and Pauline Hanson. A fucking.
But is it with Pauline Hanson?
No, who fucking
Oh, I
knows?
was about to say.
They probably have dinner parties together.
I wouldn't be
How
surprised.
wild was it when Pauline Hanson wore a burqa into fucking Parliament?
She did it.
It was crazy.
Someone had to do it.
The
She
bitch
did
has
it.
conviction. The thing is, she sounds like she's gonna cry.
She
She's
is
just,
going to have a conviction.
I wonder if other...
she's gonna get a fatwa against her, bro.
Right, I wonder if other countries look at Aussie politics and go, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, because like I think other countries think of Australia as like Paul Hogan, like Crocodile Dundee. So they just see like a smaller country fighting over like what seems silly. You know what I mean?
They're just
to
not
them?
surprised at that stage.
Yeah, they probably expect us to be fucking riding dingoes, fighting with we've got the kangaroo in this corner for Liberal, the kangaroo in this corner for Labor. Who will be the next president, the Prime Minister of Australia?
Because I've had a lot of American people, when they watch footy, like our AFL, they're shocked at how fucking contact it is. And that we don't have those, like we don't have the fucking shoulder
padding
pads.
and everything.
We don't have the padding. We don't have any
Bro,
of that. It's just, you just go
There are
through.
so
real.
many.
Yeah.
There are so many. Like there are certain genres within genres on YouTube. Like so,
Yeah.
there's react genres,
Yeah.
and there came out a reaction genre like black people react to things, and it's always like semi-racist songs. Like there's that Joyner Lucas song where it's called like I'm Not Racist, and it's essentially a white Trump supporter rapping at a black guy, calling him the N-word and stuff like that. And then the black guy rapping at the fucking white guy calling him a cracker. And it's just always a black son and his dad like saying like, yeah, there is some good points in this. And it was a whole genre. Like you'll type it in and you'll see 50 dudes doing the same thing.
Oh,
One of them
Jesus.
was Americans reacting to AFL hits. And they're all
Oh,
like,
really?
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because these guys
It's
are getting
violent.
fucking smoked out here.
I wonder what the fucking, like what the aftermath is that. Because there was a movie about American football called Concussion with Will Smith. And they talked about all the after effects of people that got into American football.
Yeah.
And it's fucked. They're all fucked
Oh,
in the head
yeah.
by the time they're 70.
Well,
Really?
They're all fucked.
there's some news with a dude called Antonio Brown. Now he plays wide receiver, which for people who don't know, so American football is split up into offense and defense, and there are like things called special teams and all that shit. But let's not get too fucking neaky into it. So offense and defense. So the defense, you're gonna have the big dudes who run at the quarterback, and you're gonna have the smaller dudes who kind of like try and cover things. Offense, you'll have an alignment of players. Wide receiver tends to be smaller in stature and like size and shit like that, but they're really quick and they're the dudes who catch the ball. So those like touchdown passes where they throw it like, fucking 40 meters and the dude catches it with one hand, that's wide receiver. And this dude was a gun at it, athletic freak, you know what I mean? And so he played with a team and then he ended up doing this shit where he essentially forced himself out of a team after just signing there, right? And then he just like left, I think it was like 20 million on the floor. Because American football, you don't have guaranteed contracts the way NBA does. So in the NBA, if you get injured, but you legitimately got injured and you have an 80 mil contract, you're getting that money.
Wait, really?
While you're recovering. NFL, you get paid for the games you play. So if you miss contracts, you got no guarantee there.
Jeez.
So
They
NFL
must have insurance though.
It's
some sort.
it's not the same money though. Like it's bad. It's bad when you're not playing. You like lose a lot of money. That's why you don't tend to see a lot of
a contractor.
Yeah, exactly. It is literally like a contract. You get good pay, but if you're out, you're out. And anyway, recently he joined with he might even have a Super Bowl ring, I'm not sure, but he joined with Tom Brady in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he had some good games with them. Tom even said, because he's a bit unstable, Tom even invited him to his house. So Tom, fucking Antonio Brown lived with Tom Brady.
Oh shit,
right?
he lived with him.
Yeah. And recently, I think it happened last week, he did this thing where he got hit or something, he was in the huddle, and then all of a sudden you see him just stripping off his gear, throwing it, and just walking out of the stadium mid-game and like high-fiving fucking like people in the crowd as he goes, like amping up the crowd, and then just walks off. And it comes out he quit the team. Now he says his coach tried to make him play injured and he didn't want to play. So the coach says, if you don't play, you're off the team. And he just walked. Yeah. Who knows? But apparently there was a time where he got this one hit. And after this hit, people have been noticing these differences. People think that he got hit so bad in this one particular hit that it's just changed his personality forever.
It's brain damage, maybe.
Yeah,
like excessive brain damage. Because there are so many of these NFL pros who get to 50 and they like kill their wives and shoot themselves in the head. Like it's so bad.
What happens is that your skull is very, very dense and it can be sharp at points.
Yeah.
And the brain has some wiggle room. I think it's got like an inch around it. But the thing is, in fucking American football, the contact is so fucked that you can easily pass that 1 inch that you've got that protects you.
It's not even that.
And that's it.
There's the cover, the head thing, the helmets. They don't do anything except block cuts.
Yeah.
So
they
they
block
absorb
external impacts, but they don't stop your brain
Yeah,
from
exactly.
fucking messing
The
with
whole
the
idea. So people, if you go to any boxing gym, I used to box, and when you wear the headgear, you feel a bit safer, right? Because you're like, it's not as scary, and maybe it'll help cover your jaw a little bit, so like you won't get a tooth knocked out. You know what I'm saying? It can help with cuts or headbutts. But the one thing they say is, you got to understand, when you get hit in the head, it's not like the fucking the head guard you wear is actually absorbing the damage of the punch, and your head doesn't move. Your head moves still backwards to the punch because you get snapped, and your brain wiggles around in there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people consider boxing a far more dangerous sport than like UFC, because in the UFC, when you get knocked down, the other guy jumps on top of you and lamps you a few times, and then the ref pulls you off.
Yeah,
Whereas in boxing, they give you 10 seconds to try and stand up. So a lot of times people get dropped like 4 or 5 times, but they've got enough heart that they stand up after it. And you end up having
Especially
like
with their family watching,
like
and shit.
6 concussive blows in one night. Not including all the training and stuff. And football's crazy like, but yeah, like
Another way to think about it is like if you had an egg and you put like fucking a really strong material around it, if you throw that egg on the ground, it's going to be fucking scrambled on the inside.
Yeah,
Even if the shell doesn't break, the inside is going to be fucked.
The thing is, and people are right, in the current state of NFL, if you took most NFL players and you put them in rugby or AFL, they'd be fucked. Because an AFL pitch is way bigger than than an NFL thing. Like enormous. Yeah. So, you know, the AFL has 4 goalposts.
Yeah.
And you have this semicircle that goes around the goalposts of each team. Yep. And that's the 50-meter mark. So it's 50 meters from that to there. And there's probably another like 100, maybe 75 between the two 50-meter marks.
Yeah.
So whereas the NFL yard is, I think it's 100 yards.
Is it 100 yards? That's like 70
I think
meters.
so. It might be 100 meters. But it's not a big field at all.
Well,
so,
it's more intense.
Yeah. Well, and also they take breaks, everything. Whereas AFL is non-stop.
There's no breaks in AFL.
Yeah. No. You're playing the entire time. And like AFL is, because in American football, when you're on offense and it's now the defender's turn, you're sitting on the sideline resting. And that's why it can be so intense for short bursts. Yeah. But anyway, in NFL, like they end up running 20 kilometers in a game. Like it's super intense. Because if you take any of those NFL guys,
they run 20 Ks in a game of AFL.
It's wild. Same as football play, like soccer players.
That's like 15 miles for the
Americans. They run heaps. But so if you take any of those NFL players, you put in here, they're not going to be able to handle it because they're used to a certain amount of protection and rest and stuff. But the thing people in Australia and the UK get a little bit too cocky in is they think that they would never be able to handle it. Reality is, if you see some of the monsters in the NFL, these motherfuckers, if they grew up with a different sport and they had the contact, they'd be able to do it.
They'd be very
good.
Totally.
They're prissy and stuff because they've been grown up pampered in a sport that doesn't require you to do as much. But like, these are monsters.
Wait, do you think they're grown up pampered?
Yeah.
American football players.
The elite players get pampered, no doubt.
How so?
Because you're quickly seen as someone, like, you can see someone in junior high who's probably going to make the NFL.
Really?
Or at least make NFL like he's definitely going to get to college.
They get special treatment from then on.
Yeah, exactly. You can get to college. Because there are a lot of times where people are such freaks of nature that it's going to take an injury to fuck them up.
Stop them.
And the thing that people don't talk about really is there's a lot of sneaky kickbacks. So like college players in all NFL sports, they get paid nothing. They literally even made it once a college basketball a college basketball game, and they didn't even get paid for their likeness because they were considered student athletes, right? But a lot of these colleges are sliding, 400 G's under the table. Come to our school, not that school. We'll take care of you.
Why do
all
they
this
not
other
get
stuff.
paid? This is such a stupid thing. Like Australian college players get paid. In my uni, it was one of
Do they?
Yeah. So in my uni, it depends on what sports you're doing.
Yeah.
So I knew a girl who was part of, we have something called an EA program.
They also get scholarships.
So firstly, so it's an EA program. So elite athletes. Basketball was one of the most competitive one at my uni. And she was in the women's side and she was getting paid, I think, 30 grand a year, along with the fact that her accommodation was free and also her uni tuition was free.
Okay.
And then when she also got into footy, and she learned footy from nothing. She was just that athletic.
What
that she
type
just
of footy?
AFL.
Oh, really?
She learned AFL from no background of having it, but she was just so athletic from basketball that she just easily went into it. Became elite athlete also in AFL. And then I think she was getting like 30 grand from both per year.
I hate to be the guy that says it, but that shows the condition of women's sport in this part because they're very different sports. The fact that you could do the
but
crossover,
athleticism,
doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because she's like really quick on her feet.
Sure.
Like really fast.
But just to be able to be that level. They're both very specialized sports that require, like basketball.
And also, Australia is not very good in sports compared to America. I'm sure they're very, very different levels.
Yeah, but Australia is the reason why we're such underdogs. And because we're a country of underdogs at the end of the day. We're not like Americans where if an American guy jumps, does a dunk, slams on top of the other guy and then says, fuck you, I'm going to eat your fucking wife's ass tonight and walks off. The Americans love that. And
Do they?
yeah. America is very USA.
talk.
Yeah, exactly. And Australia we've taken the English like self-deprecating part with us where we're much more like humble, even though there are plenty of like I love
We
the
have
trash
tall
talk.
poppy syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what that is, Baz, by the way?
Yeah, so I mean, literally speaking, it's because like back in the days in poppy farms, when you would have one poppy that was taller than the rest, that's the one that gets chopped because you want to have the tallest
Because
poppy.
it's non-uniform.
Yeah, exactly. So you
You don't want to draw attention to
the
yourself.
same way now, you don't want to up yourself too much because then
You'll be
people
knocked down to size.
exactly. People will knock you down if you up
Australians
yourself too
love
much.
doing that. Take them down
Yeah.
a peg.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's like you think you're too big. Fucking
I
have a
rem-
crack with this.
I remember
and
there's
the thing
American-
that's the great thing. We're great shit talkers, but it's like we're
You got to do it in a special way.
Yeah, no, it's like we're rebounders. Someone takes a shot and we'll grab it and dunk it in.
Yeah.
We're not going to take the shot first, but if you try it, oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like most Australians aren't afraid of a scrap, aren't afraid of a shit talk. It reminds me a lot of what you hear about like the Italians in like New York City where they're always busting balls and stuff with each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the English, But the reason why we're like this is because we're a fucking country of underachievers. Of overachievers, sorry. We punch so hard above our weight. In sports, in fucking finance, in like
Medicine, for sure.
yeah, in living, in science.
do we?
Yeah, I think we've only got the only case of like someone winning 2 physics Nobel prizes.
And he's Australian.
Yeah.
No way.
Like it's cooked. We're a country of 24 million people and we've got like
100,000 COVID cases a day.
I know, it's great.
It's
We're beating
fucked.
everyone, right? But you know what I mean? I think we have like, I think we're like the 16th biggest economy in the world or some shit like that. And we've
Yeah.
got 24 million people with like a history of what, like 200 and a bit years, most of which were under the
Very
the
good point.
Brits. Like,
If you also do GDP per person, also per capita,
You've got to be one of the richest.
and then you remove all the tax evasion countries,
Yeah.
we're top 3
Yeah.
usually.
does Ireland count as a tax evasion country now?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a bit
It's
sad.
because all the big corporations.
It feels like a real country, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do think that
like
we
it feels like more of a country than Cayman Islands.
I think we would have higher GDP per capita than Ireland. I'm not sure about that. But
Yeah.
I feel like we
I think
would.
we would.
There's a lot of lower, like working class in Ireland and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I think would be high is Switzerland, which arguably is also a tax evasion country.
It's the old school tax evasion.
Exactly.
Not anymore, though, really.
I know, but they
It's
wrote
got
the
like-
book for everyone else.
It's got low tax rates though. So
Yeah.
even within Europe, they'll use Switzerland as like as an offshore account.
Okay.
but
Plus
yeah,
Swiss banking. I don't think Swiss banking is going to go anywhere.
yeah. The thing with sports though is Australians fucking kill it in our field. Like swimming, we're always in contention for something. You know what I mean?
Swimming is something that we're good at, and surfing is something that we're also pretty good at. We're not even close to Hawaii or America, but think about our population.
Yeah. But like Basketball, we've been doing really well in the last couple of years.
Have we?
Yeah. I think we got a bronze. Maybe we didn't, but if we didn't get a bronze, we came fourth. But I think we did actually get a bronze last year.
In the Olympics.
Which even competing with America is like, America had 1 year,
Didn't we
I think.
beat America at one stage, like in a trial game or something?
Yeah. The thing about America is they can get beaten in any one game, but try beating them consistently. It's just impossible because they're all such elite athletes.
Yeah, was it because like all the resources are there, the sheer population?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
and they don't even send their best. That's the thing.
Oh, what?
Like LeBron James doesn't play for the Olympics anymore. He did his time and then he stops.
Really?
There's
It's more profitable to not to.
the thing
Why-
about
how is it
America.
more profitable not to play in the Olympics.
In the Olympics.
Well, because
I
if
don't
you
think
get
the Olympics is
injured-
well paid. They do it's
Yeah,
for
no.
prestige.
Most of the time you get fuck all. Like it's
it's
more
the
for
injuries I'm
country
worried
pride. And the thing about America, and I think this is the key part, America doesn't have international sports. They have sports that are national within their country that happen to be internationally loved. But you look at football throughout Europe and South America. You look at cricket and stuff in Australia and like the Asian population. Even Asia, they've got a lot of Asian country
America
rivals.
does soccer though.
Yeah, but no one in America gives a fuck about
No,
soccer.
but they still compete.
Yeah, but it's not about what you compete at. It's what the population cares about.
Yeah.
Australia cares
They don't
about the
compete.
World Cup of cricket or the Ashes and stuff. So the reality is Australia builds up like a national sort of pride where they care about international competition within sport. With the NBA or the NFL or the MLB or hockey or whatever, it's not international sports. It's within America. So the Olympics isn't revered as much as the Super Bowl. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like the World Cup. The World Cup is, I'm pretty sure, the biggest event in sports, like above the Olympics.
I think so.
Right?
too.
Especially because it goes over so
Or
long.
maybe
Yeah.
cricket.
I think it is still the
cricket's-
World Cup just because of all of South America and stuff. But
Yeah.
the World Cup is huge and it's between like so many countries that love soccer, that die by soccer. You know what I mean? And I think it's just a different thing where like in America, you don't get the same props for winning a gold medal. It's like a nice little paperweight, but no one really gives a fuck in the NBA. They care about championships and MVPs.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, American sports, I feel like when you watch people play to that type of level, it makes everything look really easy. And you don't see, for every one NBA player, you don't see probably 1 million people who try to take your spot and failed.
I think that's like every elite athlete. You look at football, the same thing, like soccer. You look Cristiano Ronaldo, he makes it look like it's on a string to him. Or
It's insane, yeah.
Messi's a cooked one because it actually looks like he's got sticky tape and he's just sticky taped the ball to his fucking foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the fact that you can
Yeah.
not only kick the ball but move around so many different players as such a short guy. you
World
know?
Cup is different. World Cup takes people from all over the world, which I guess NBA does. But a lot of people in the NBA are American. Like born in
Yeah,
America.
but there's
There's a shit
there's
ton
no
of
real border gap anymore in the NBA.
What do you mean?
If you're a good international player, that's NBA worthy, you'll get picked up.
What percentage do you reckon are born in America?
A lot, but you have a lot of like Balkan brothers. You got a lot of Spanish brothers. Like,
Yeah.
you got a lot. Like Europe produces a lot of NBA talent as well. The guy, one of the best players in the league right now, Luka Doncic. He's like a young guy. I think he's Slovenian.
Yeah.
And he was like fucking MVP of the EuroLeague, and then got drafted to the NBA.
Cheers.
Like, you've got people in there. What's crazy is like the EuroLeagues. There was this guy called LaMelo Ball who's. He's like a famous trio of brothers that have this wild dad who's saying like, I could beat Michael Jordan in a 1v1.
Didn't he fucking come here?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He played for the Illawarra Hawks or something.
I remember seeing him on my mate's story. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, isn't this guy fucking huge?
So the reason why he didn't go the college route was because his brother was at, I think it was Duke or UCLA. I think it was UCLA. And they did a exhibition match in China, and him and his mates stole stuff from the Gucci store, got caught, were kept in jail for like 30 days in China. Donald Trump ended up signing, going over there. Somehow he gets out, but then he's obviously expelled from the school. And then
Oh, shit.
the dad, LeVar, is like, fuck that. If you're going to expel my son, my other son's going to be taken out of high school. The youngest one, taken out of high school. He flies them to Lithuania to play in the Lithuanian men's league. And the thing is, they're both good athletes, but it doesn't change the fact that your children playing against men.
So
You
they
know
just
what I
didn't do that well.
They just didn't play that well because when you're against 7-footers, like you have 7-footers in high school in America, no doubt. But there's,
Well, you have 7-footers in high school.
yeah. 325 million people gives you enough variation that you get. It's not unheard of to see. It's not crazy.
Imagine having a 7-footer in high school.
Yeah, it's wild. But the thing is, you'll have that in Lithuania, but they're a 7-foot 35-year-old. They're a man at this point. You know, they've been to the gym for years. They've fucking ate enough food that they're a fucking unit. So you run into them and you get bounced off. Whereas a 7-footer in high school is still a kid.
Didn't one of the Ball brothers, wasn't he like 5'7" or 5'8" for like the longest time, and then next minute he became 6'6" or something?
Yeah, he was. But the thing is, they were all tall, so like it was kind of the shortest one. The second shortest was 6'4", and then this guy grew to like 6'8" or something. And he's a point guard. He's so fun. The funniest thing was one of the announcers for Charlotte, who's the team he plays for. He's like this younger guy. He's not like the typical. And LaMelo Ball grabs the ball and dribbles up the thing. You know what I mean? He's like he's so hype.
Oh,
So he's
that's
like,
what you want, bro.
LaMelo! It's so funny. LaMelo will do a layup and he'll be like, oh my God, can you believe it? And I'm like, yes, I can.
You want to watch that shit when you're.
I know, it's so
like,
hype.
Aussie commentators are the fucking best.
Yeah.
They've got so much energy.
Bro, Andy's been commenting, been doing some commentating.
Who's Andy?
Andy from Hamish and Andy.
Oh, yeah.
For the Ashes and for some other cricket test matches. And, you know, there's always the technical guy who like says what's actually happening. And then you've got the Joe Rogans on the side who are commentating and just like talking shit, right? And Andy's like, I've got the bill for yesterday's corporate expenses. So why don't we guess who ordered what? He's like, 14 meat pies. Who ordered that? And they're just taking punts at which of the Triple N commenting guys ordered that. They're like, I think at least 8 of them has to go to fucking Jonesy or something. I'm like, Jesus. He's just saying this on air.
Moving away from sports, because I feel like it's been a while there. There's something we were discussing before, which is weddings. Have you guys, either of you guys, been to many weddings?
Not many, a few.
Probably
Already.
2, maybe 3.
Yeah, been too bad.
It's kind of fucked. I've been to more funerals than weddings.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's an Arab thing, because Arabs like to get married young, and we have a lot of cousins. So I've been to between 5 and 10.
Sometimes they get married young
I
to
know,
their
I was gonna
cousins.
think-
Have you got? I mean, not sometimes. It's pretty
Frequent.
often. Yeah, it's a valid question to ask.
I mean, it makes it easier when the wife, you know, you don't have to deal with the wife saying like, I don't want to take your last name because she already has it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so then the question is, have you guys either been to a bad wedding before?
I went to a wedding with my cousin. She's a lovely girl.
Oh yeah.
It was fucking hysterical.
Oh yeah, it was a good one.
Like it was fun for sure.
Yeah.
But there was this one, like there was so many like moments during the wedding. So like there's this one part where her like really Christian mate and like this other guy were like showing us this like picture of this cat or something, and we're in the church and like, you know, I'm a fucking 21-year-old in church. Like I don't want to be there, you know. I'm just bored because I'm in a fucking stuffy
So
suit
this
or
is
whatever.
this is the signing part, not the reception.
Ceremony.
Yeah, no, this is ceremony, exactly. And but it's like it's a bit more, I don't know, like it's kind of like hippie Christian.
Okay.
Like
Like
it's not like it's not
evangelists?
Catholic. It's probably like it's probably more.
That's singing Christians.
Yeah, it's like if they were gonna sing, they would sing like a new hymn instead of singing like a fucking an old school like Catholic hymn. It's a bit more like laid back and stuff. But they're telling us this fucking story about this cat that they painted or something, and we essentially realized midway through, me and this cousin, we're like, this is her friend and her boyfriend's friend or their husband's friend, right? And me and my cousin I was sitting next to at the time realized like, wait. They're describing the first time they had sex through euphemism of a cat or something like that.
Oh, what the fuck?
And we're just like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now, right?
Are you sure you didn't misinterpret that?
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious when we like heard it. We're like, wait a fucking minute. This is what's going on. And then at one point, like the boyfriend's side is South African. And I think they did some like, it was like a South African song or something. And someone said something. And then all of a sudden, like the boyfriend's side, I don't know if this is like a typical thing, like one party sit on one side, one party sit on the other. Yeah, so like mad South Africans just stood up out of nowhere, like jostled up at like one word or something and started singing. And me and my brother are looking at each other like, yo, do we stand up? What's going on here? Like,
stand up, join
okay, what's happening? But then the funniest thing happened, right? So we go to the reception. We're at this big restaurant. They rented the whole thing out. It's like, it's a big vibe.
Yeah.
And at one point they have like, for entertainment, they have these... they're going to bring in these African drummers. So it's like big fucking drums doing all this stuff, right? Now, my sister hadn't been at the wedding yet. She like missed the reception because she got like really drunk the night before and like just fucking crashed somewhere.
Yep.
And my dad was going to go get her and bring her in, right? So she was already late. And I have a cousin who's, he's the brother of the bride. And he's like on the mic, he's like being MC, right? So he's like, and now we've got a really secret surprise for you. They're going to come through the door at any second. Put your hands together for, and then my sister and my dad walk in. And they're both like looking down, like, you know, the paparazzi is watching, you know, fucking Prince Andrew leave his castle or something like that. And everyone's like, yeah! Because everyone's been like thinking, oh, where's my sister? And he's just hyped this up. And then he's like, oh no, that wasn't the surprise. And then these African drummers come in and
Oh,
start.
no.
It
was an accident.
Bro, it was so fucking funny.
That's
It
so
was
dope.
the best like timing I'd ever seen with that shit. And my sister was fucking horrified.
Oh,
Because,
that
you know,
would've
she's a
been so
typical
good.
girl, doesn't
Yeah,
want to have the
yeah,
like confrontation or whatever. And then like now everyone's addressed that she
Everyone
only just
knows,
arrived.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
it's so fucking funny.
That's fucking jokes.
But yeah, I've been to a few weddings where like when I was younger and I was like sneaking booze, so I had the excitement and stuff. But I haven't been to a wedding as an adult where I just fucking like got like crazy yet. You know what I mean?
yeah. What about you, Chris? Have you been
I
to a
haven't been
bad
to
wedding?
this is how I should phrase it. I haven't been to a wedding that I'm like, oh, this is how I'd want my wedding to be.
Oh, you haven't?
Nah,
I
because
feel bad for you, bro.
I don't want a religious component. I don't
fucking
care
religious
about
part.
that.
No one likes
but that's what I'm
religious
saying.
parts.
Like, because
It's just a tick.
my
a box you
family
gotta
is
tick.
Irish Catholic.
But you got
originally.
to tick that box. You got to have the priest
you
there. You got to
don't.
do all that shit.
Why?
You got to get touched by him.
Why do I have to have this old pedophile? You know what I mean?
So, Chris, have you been to a bad wedding?
Yeah, I won't say who it is because him or her might get back to them. But
So we know it's transgender.
Yeah.
the worst thing is bad catering and bad music.
Oh,
Okay,
I mean,
I've got a question. Oh,
I don't think. I think the
let's-
venue matters more.
let's continue.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
I don't. I
really.
don't think it's
Nah,
just
but
music and.
I agree.
and
I
food.
think it's a part of a puzzle that all needs to fit
there's,
together.
there's so
but
many
here's
factors.
let's go back to the story. DJ or band?
It
What
was
do you
DJ.
reckon?
DJ for sure.
I think band. The reason why I saw something.
I'd probably prefer a band, but this was a DJ.
Here's the thing, Andrew Schultz, the comedian, he had his wedding recently and he's posting all over Instagram, right? And I think you have a hybrid. You have like a DJ at the start while everyone's eating and stuff like that. But then I think you have the band at the end because the DJ can play the classics that people can like start getting jiggy to. But this dude who had the band that they had, he was playing like famous songs, but with his own kind of like soul twist to it or something. And it was such a vibe. Whereas someone remixing fucking Avicii's Levels to 7 different songs, I just feel like it's not the same vibe. Now I know Basil, you're different because you
I'll
like that
100%
music
I'll 100%
more.
go DJ. But what I would do is I would do DJ with a saxophone player and then maybe like a bongo drums player. Like so, it
Playing
has
the
some-
tribe on repeat.
No, no.
one African guy going, oh,
The whole wedding party. Hey,
no, but
Okay, Chris, what do you think? How would you do it?
I like the idea of a band.
band.
I think you'd have to like the style though. Like
You wouldn't get a shit style.
but I think I'd want to have.
Surely they can, whatever style you want, they can adapt.
Yeah, but like, okay, would you go for like a famous DJ or band who are going to play their shit? Let's say you've got the money for it. Or would you want to have a band that like, they're just really talented and they can do whatever you want?
Famous DJ.
You reckon?
Yep.
Oh, I do the later,
I think so as well.
Did you say you do the later?
the latter.
He'd
told
hit
you
the
that
ladder.
in
Snakes.
confidence.
No, I think I would as well.
You'd get the local guy that can just do anything.
Yeah, because I think then you're not held hostage to what they want to do.
Well, anyone can fucking DJ. Like DJing is not hard. Producing is way harder. Like,
Yeah,
like,
but
you wanna have the-
telling Avicii, not Avicii, rest in peace, telling fucking Kygo, hey, I want you to play Dirty Dancing 3 times.
Yeah, well,
he's not going to do it.
Well, you have to. I don't think you would have that famous DJ for the whole night. You'll have him there for just 25 minutes. You just play a couple of big hits and then the other.
Basil's going to have a wedding where, like, at the start, like when you walk in, instead of a like tray of breath mints, there's a tray of MDMA, and people are just like,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fucking,
On a silver tray.
you peak just as they say. Imagine that. You peak just as the people say, "I do." So everyone's like crying. Like
that's a
bawling
different.
their
That's the
eyes out.
ceremony, bro. That's the completely different thing. Different part of it.
Yeah.
But every shit wedding that I've been to, it's just been a mix of the guests being fucking the wrong wavelength. Like they've invited people that they're not that close with, or they've invited people that just aren't a good vibe. And then plus when you add to that a shit venue, plus when you add to that a kind of average like dance floor and like DJ.
See, I like the idea of destination weddings, except for the inconvenience it causes people. Like people hate you when you have destination weddings because
Well, yeah, there's no obligation for people to come.
well, that's the benefit. Because I have a very big family, so it's like if I ever wanted to, if I was like, I want to have a small wedding, but I don't want to hurt people's feelings, I'm just gonna say,
Do you
I'm doing
fly
it in
them out,
Florida.
or do they fly themselves
I think,
out?
unless you're super rich, Baz's got a different opinion. I know that, but
I
I would
think
expect
that-
them to fly themselves out.
Yeah, I mean it depends on
okay, yeah.
it depends on who they are.
You
to
gotta
you.
have bags on bags to be able to fly all these people out.
But then for someone to actually fly internationally for your wedding or a long distance,
Well, it's not just
they're
your
going to be
wedding
a
they're
best friend or a close family member.
because they might not be they're not just going just for your thing. So say you do it in Thailand, they'll just make a trip out of it. And
Also,
one day
the
will
thing
be
is
your
like, weddings can be really fun. Like such a vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The ones that I've been to that are shit as well have also been small weddings. I'm not. What do you guys
think
thoughts
every
on the
table
size?
has its own vibe though?
Yeah.
I agree. If you're sitting with good people, but sometimes you've been sitting with just like weird,
You're,
like, just
you're
older
either the
people,
wrong crowd, basically.
older people or young or like kids. Like I
My
don't know about
family
you
likes
guys.
to party, so I wouldn't be like worried about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'd be pretty comfortable in what would happen.
Or yeah. So I mean, what are your thoughts on small wedding versus big wedding? How many people would you
100%
want to
small
invite?
wedding.
Fuck a small wedding.
See, I like the idea of big
Fuck
wedding
a
because
small
you
wedding.
get to have a fucking party. I'm not a fan of paying $100,000 for it. That's the
At
issue.
least.
I think 50 to 100 is a good amount.
That's a small
That's
wedding.
not a good amount. That's
It's
so
still
much
That's
money.
a very
It's just
small
it's,
wedding.
it's only get one party.
So what? You can have many parties afterwards.
No, but you only get one wedding.
No, but the thing is, people do. I've heard that the reason why people do baby showers, it's not even to get presents. It's just an excuse for a bunch of married people to be able to let loose and have like parties and stuff.
Oh, really?
Which I vibe with that. I vibe with the idea like, yo, I'm gonna get my fucking vows renewed. You know what I mean? We got married 10 years ago. I'm gonna get them renewed. It's a big muck up. Just fucking come around. We're gonna pop champagne and go fucking wild. And it's an excuse
you drink
to.
in a baby shower though? Can the
Of course, bro. You
You
can
should
drink
drink
at anything. You can
Yeah.
drink at a fucking baby's
not
birth.
Not the pregnant one.
as if
obviously.
you're hosting a party that you can't even get drunk in?
The wife
Fuck
gets
that.
the presents for the baby. That's her present.
I guess
I
so,
get to
yeah.
party with my friends. Win-win.
Yeah, fair enough. Nah, I just don't like small weddings, bro. I feel like they're always
The thing is because I don't like small clubs either.
yeah.
What do you think is a small wedding though?
Like anything like 50 people each, 100 people altogether.
That's not small.
That's tiny.
That's not tiny at all.
That's tiny.
That's not tiny.
That's like 100 people, bro.
That's not tiny.
If it's a small wedding trying to be a big wedding, that would be shit. If
What's
it's
a
a small
small
wedding
wedding?
that does it well, I think that would work.
What
really
would
well.
be
I
the
would say a
venue?
small wedding is like 20.
Well, what
Not
venue?
100.
What venue? How many people were you thinking actually?
For a small wedding?
Yeah.
I was like 20 people.
And what the
20
fuck? 20
people.
people.
20 people, yeah.
Okay, so as
You
usual,
know
usually,
everyone, they know you.
yeah, but usually only about 50% of people dance because a lot of people don't enjoy dancing. So you're gonna have a dance floor with 10 people.
I
No, but that's what I'm
if there's
saying.
No dancing?
I think 20 people is bad. I think 100 people, having 50 people on the dance floor isn't tiny.
Oh yeah, 50 people. I mean, 100 is an okay size. I would prefer probably 150 per person, so 300 altogether.
That's so much, and you're going to be spending so much more money. This is why we need Milk Bucket to blow off, because then we'll be able to get
Yeah.
like the connects to a photographer
Bro,
who doesn't charge us
100%.
wedding
Yeah,
prices.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
We'll be
wedding
able to-
prices are fucked.
Bro,
hey.
I
They just
honestly,
chuck a markup on it.
I think what I want to do when I decide to get married, I'm like, all right, to the girl, like you handle reception, you handle flowers or whatever.
I'm the same.
Do all
bro.
that bullshit.
I don't want to organize shit.
I'm gonna handle the party. Like
The after
I'm gonna
party?
sort out the party, because the reality is like, unless the chick I'm gonna marry is like a fucking party fiend, I'm not gonna trust her to throw a fun party. Because I think the reality, people always say the wedding's for the girl, and I get that it is, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. And if you can say, yo, we're gonna have a mega open tab, we're gonna be encouraging people to drink.
yeah.
You know, you
100%.
take a shot as you sit down.
That's what we
Irish
want.
style. You literally blame it. You say it's a tradition. Like, you know, Baz is like, oh no, it's a Muslim tradition to take a shot at a wedding. It's like, I thought you can't drink. It's like, no, that's
It's a tradition.
tradition.
Yeah.
You force people to get drunk and then they just have great times.
Yeah. No.
What if you
100%
gave the
agree.
reception to the girl and then you handled the
Yeah,
after
yeah.
party?
The after party. Is there an after party? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Isn't the reception the party?
Well, yeah, but you have to usually get out by 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. So you have to kick on somewhere
Well,
else.
where
Bro,
would you do the
kicking on
venue?
at the beach would be such a sick
I
vibe.
would-
the
reckon
best
the-
after
like a
parties for
massive
weddings.
bonfire. Do you know what the shit thing is? Racists have ruined tiki torches. Because they used
Have
to
they
fucking, they used to
They
walk
haven't,
down the
bro.
thing, fucking
don't-
with tiki
nah.
torch. No, tiki torch
You
white
still
guy
used to
is a
rock it.
stereotype. But how sick would it be having tiki torches along the beach, like outlining a dance floor and stuff, a big bonfire in the middle?
Yeah.
But it's just like a black person walking down is like, all right, is that a wedding or a KKK fucking
It's
ritual?
obviously a wedding, bro. Everyone's wearing suits and the woman's got a
That guy's got a
those
shaved
white
head.
dresses.
What if there's a cancer survivor and someone's like, oh, fuck. It started, guys.
What would be your
I love
venue?
that idea, though, by the way.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you know what your venue would want to be? Like, are you a hotel reception guy? Are you like a church guy? Or what did you do?
Reception.
Yeah, for the reception.
Obviously,
means like a hotel,
Obviously,
like-
ceremony in church.
Yeah.
And then
Real?
reception
Catholic
in a,
church or
Sorry?
what religion are you?
Catholic.
Okay, yeah, Catholic
Yeah.
church, yeah.
And then the
And
party?
then the reception would be probably in a hotel or maybe even a restaurant.
a restaurant.
Yeah, book out a
Restaurants ones have
restaurant.
been good. That
I
I've been
wouldn't
to.
mind a restaurant.
Yeah,
I think a
restaurants are
hotel.
right.
Like a good restaurant with a good view.
The thing
good
about
vibe.
those hotel entertainment rooms is a lot of times you like event spaces. You know that it's an event space in a hotel.
Yeah.
and it just feels a bit like
yeah,
clean and without any energy. I don't know. I
like
don't
university
like the vibe
balls that you go to. and
Yeah,
like
exactly,
Function
you know?
rooms.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that another key factor is that the people have to know each other to a certain extent. So something that my cousin did for his wedding, which was incredible. He had about 400 people go. And what they did is that they went to a restaurant the night before. And there was like a saxophone player there. There was a DJ. And they had food that was catered to everyone. And it was all shared seating. So there wasn't small tables. It was like 3 or 4 long tables. And everyone was sitting there. So everyone got to know each other really, really well.
I like that.
And then when you went to the wedding, you already knew 10, 15 people.
You had friends to be with.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you were in this environment which you could make friends super easily.
What if
and then
you
you go
did-
to the wedding and everyone's dancing and you know the people that are there.
What if you had like sneaky semi-activities before the reception started, where like people would be forced to get to know each other? Like, so someone
That's
is a little
the
bit
thing, you gotta
introverted.
do that.
Yeah, I think you got to do that shit because then by the time, you're right, they make friends. And the thing about a party, when you make your first friend, I think me and Basil can definitely attest to this. I wonder if you've got the same experience, Chris. Like the second you make your first friend in a night out, you usually make 5 others.
You accumulate
Exactly.
others.
It's the second you like lower the barrier enough to like make that night out friend, you're gonna have way more because
Especially
you've already
when you're
released it.
traveling solo.
Yeah,
That's,
I can imagine.
like you're out at
That's
night
a
out,
totally different thing.
and then you find another mate and you're like, fuck yeah, we got a gang. Let's find some more people. And then after you find the mates, then the girls come through
Yes, sir.
because you got a team.
Well, okay, what do you guys think about bachelor parties? Like, because, like, are you allowed to fuck the girls? Because they always say it's his last night of freedom, but it's not free if you could not fuck the girls, can you? It's just fucking sitting there with a stripper on.
I would like to think that you wouldn't want to fuck a girl on your bachelor party.
Good point.
That's if you
Yeah.
want to fuck a girl, then I don't think the wedding's going to
Are
go
you ready
very
to
well.
get
The
married?
marriage is
But
gonna
then
go
it's
very
almost
well.
torture because you're just sat there with all this like punishment.
No, because think about it. Like when you're in love with a chick, you appreciate the beauty of strippers, but you don't actually want to fuck.
The beauty of stripping.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's how it works.
What do you mean?
You can appreciate the beauty of other women. It's not like you're sitting in a strip club going like, oh, I love the artistic flow of her thigh.
You would never go to a strip club on a bachelor party, though. Come on, you invite the stripper back to the fucking
Yeah,
suite.
fair.
You don't usually fuck the stripper though.
Huh?
You don't usually fuck
I
the
bet a
stripper.
lot of people fuck strippers. I'm not
mean,
gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know if you're usually meant to do it.
Okay, let's see. You've been asked. So
Meant
you've been asked to be the best man. You got to plan a bachelor party. What do you do? I've thought about this before.
Don't fucking tell me because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You just organize it, and I trust that you know what's going to be good.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be good for me.
This is the thing. You got to have a best man who you know is going to throw a party that you'll like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows your taste? And
Yeah, because everyone is different, and you've got to find someone who knows what you like. That's the key thing. You don't want to find someone who's going to put the wrong music.
Right,
or-
imagine if you're in a scenario, because you might have like we've got quite a close knit friend group.
Yeah.
So there'll be a point in time where someone gets married and they're like, fuck, who do I ask? Like, is it going to upset other people if I ask X and Y and stuff, right? And that's like one predicament. Imagine if you didn't have a close friend to ask to begin with. And you actually had to think, you had to create connections in your brain and be like, I mean, I kind of had that fun, like, university break, partying with that one guy 6 years ago. Maybe I'll ask him. I haven't spoken to him in 3. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that
I
would
mean,
be fucking horrible,
just
man.
don't have one then. In that case,
But you can't.
Can you not have one?
yeah, I probably won't have one.
You won't have a best man.
Who knows?
I was
Like
about to
a
say,
bachelor
right.
party.
I'd throw you a fucking sick party. And here's the other thing.
Okay.
You want to have a party where the person isn't going to do what they want you to do.
It would just be fucking the Friday song and Tribe on
No,
remix.
it wouldn't be. Because I'll tell you
What
what.
a great night! Nothing wrong with that.
This is the thing.
You'd rent out this apartment for a night. You get a bowl of hash.
Yes.
Well, okay, here's the thing. You want to find a best man who's not going to do something that they'll like. You got to find someone who knows you well enough that they'll make a party that you'll fucking have a great time.
Therefore, called the best man
Exactly.
to do the job.
Exactly.
See, I
Best man for the
agree with
job.
you, but I think it is funny when you see certain people take like self-depreciating. Like, have you ever seen like the bridesmaids that hire like the 50-year-old stripper as like a joke? Like there was that episode
Yeah.
of Friends where like Danny DeVito comes in and starts stripping. You know,
if
what I
it's
mean?
funny, then it's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, like it's a vibe.
Because you got to take a whole bunch of pictures. And
But you don't want to ruin the night though.
Exactly.
No, of course
Every
not.
now and then.
You don't
Every now
hire
and then.
only 50-year-old strippers.
Yeah.
You hire one and then a bunch of videos.
And get them to leave ASAP. After the joke's over, get out of here. Skedaddle. Something that I wanted to bring up here. We can change the topic here.
I can't. We're a bunch of women. We're just
Yeah.
talking about our dream
Yeah.
weddings for fucking 30 minutes.
We've been talking about all the things that we don't want to organize. So I don't know if that is fucking women.
But you know
or
what it
the
is?
other way around.
You don't want to be the guy who had the shit wedding. Because
Yeah,
not only have
absolutely
you
not.
dropped bags on it,
Yeah, absolutely.
you don't even
not.
have a good memory.
Especially if someone else is paying for it, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you
No,
didn't get
I
to
think
attend
fuck
something
that.
really
I'll
good.
have a bad wedding if someone else pays for it. I don't care. If I'm paying for it, which I expect to. I don't expect to.
Do
like
you
get
really?
paid. Yeah.
Isn't it the girl that
The girl's parents.
are
I
paying for it?
know, but
And
like,
the guy's parents pays for like certain things like flowers and the car.
I honestly expect, like, I'm sure people will say they're going to chip in or whatever, and maybe they will. Who knows? But like, there haven't been very many times in life when I've expected someone to just buy me something. Like, I didn't expect my parents to buy me a car.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
Fair
It
enough.
is tradition. That's the whole thing.
It is
I know,
tradition,
but
what
tradition was also put gay people in electroshock therapy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To try and cure them.
and
Yeah.
also
We've
what-
moved
what if-
past that, Chris.
What if their
Maggie Thatcher was wrong?
How dare you? There's been confusion.
What if their budget is much less than yours? So they said, like, look, I'm
Should
happy.
have
to
married better than that then.
Wait, what do you mean?
If you want a big extravagant wedding, make sure you get engaged to a rich
I
girl.
plan on paying for it myself.
Okay.
I mean, 50 to 100
Are
grand.
you
is
actually
not that
you're going to
much.
pay for it yourself, and you're going to have a massive wedding that's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars?
This is the way I think. About
I
it.
think when Baz gets closer to it, he'll start. The number will go down.
Yeah.
A little bit.
This is the reason why I'm thinking. Like, the average house price in Sydney is like 1.3 million. You're not willing to pay like 8% or 7% of the
And
value of
that's
your
for
house.
not a great house, by the way.
Huh? Yeah,
Sydney.
exactly.
For a shit house.
For a shit house in
An
Sydney.
Yeah,
average
but,
house.
but that doesn't mean you're going to give 10. But it's not like you're going to sell one of 10 rooms in your house just
No,
to
but
have a
you
party.
can take equity out if you want. Like,
Yeah, but it's for the return.
I get what you're saying, but still, like, it's not that much in the grand scheme of the things that you need to have a house, like have a life. It's really not that much.
I would still want to find a way to have a sick one, but like
I
do
wouldn't
it
stinge
with
out.
legit.
What I'm saying is I wouldn't stinge out.
See,
on my birthday.
I'd probably be willing to put in the man hours to have a sick one, but not get fucked in the ass. Like, I would want to try and finesse a way to get a photographer who's not gonna
or you
hire a
finesse it as
fucking
much as you
cousin
can.
and say like, hey yo, I'll pay you $1,000 instead of paying 5
As long as you don't
know
cut
what I mean?
corners. Like if the wife's dad is like, even if he's got money and they're like, I want to make sure that the numbers all match up. I'll literally just tell them,
See-
if you don't want to, I've got a vision for this and so does the wife. Let's hit this vision. Otherwise, we don't need you.
This is what
If
I
you
think.
want to pay.
Yeah,
But
I
if you
think
don't
the
wanna pay,
most
then fuck off.
the most important thing I think are venues, then alcohol, then food. Like, I think food is important and shit, but like, and like, yeah, some people do go for like a piece of grub, but I don't think food elevates the mood the same way that booze does.
Are you a buffet guy?
I've heard that
It's hit or miss.
I've heard some places do it well. I've heard people
Yeah.
talk about weddings where it's like it was almost communal and fun.
Yeah, I've had
Oh, it'd
buffet
have
be
to be
great.
like so almost fine dining for buffet food to be good.
Oh no, I think that
Yeah.
the weddings that have been buffets have been always better than when you got a plate of food. Because a plate of
Actually,
food is always not what you want. And
Some
it's
of
like,
the best food I've had at a wedding was a buffet, but
Yeah.
it was a Pakistani wedding. So it was
Bro.
all amazing.
Bro,
curry.
Desis do
It's
it different,
incredible.
bro.
Yeah.
They do it
Goat curry.
different.
The Desi weddings are fucked.
Yeah, and bro, fucking Schulte was saying the same thing because he went to the other guy's wedding, right? And Indian food is food that's essentially sitting in like liquid most of the time, like curries, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not sitting on the rice. So the longer it waits there, the
better
better
it
it
gets.
gets.
The
'Cause it's just
juicier it
getting
gets,
more
the better.
tender.
As long as they don't use chicken breast.
Yeah,
that
no,
just
of
gets
course. But that's
drier
like
and
rookie.
drier
That's
and
rookie moves.
drier.
If you're gonna hire, you're gonna get fucking Deepak himself to fucking cook it for you. You're not gonna like
Exactly.
get some white guy named Jerry to fucking do it. You know?
Yeah. Moving topics here.
I'd
from weddings, by
I'd
the way.
honestly get Curry Monitor to fucking do my wedding.
100% I'd get Curry Monitor and Gordon. Shout out. Moving on. You
Sponsor us.
were talking about something before about the council. How does it? What is this council? How does it work? And
Oh,
why is
yeah,
it a fucking
tell
big
us.
deal?
Look, as we all know, there's the Council of Men. They're responsible for guarding the secrets of mankind.
Yeah.
For instance, there was one TikTok that came out which fucking a bunch of females that I've been speaking to sent to me and be like, what the fuck? And it's like, men don't scratch their balls in a scratching motion. They pinch and twist the skin or something.
Oh fuck! You told them that secret?
Yes. What?
Who
And-
let that count?
Right, and the chicks were fuck. It's so funny when you get like a bunch of chicks sending you the same thing, and
Well,
you're
you
just
can't
like,
scratch your balls the traditional way
'cause
because
they
there's nothing
move.
to push. Yeah, there's nothing to push against.
yeah.
It.
But so
It's like, how would you scratch your fucking earlobe? You wouldn't fucking scratch it normally. You would-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it
like
doesn't
that.
work when you do it like that. You look
Yeah.
like a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so there's a guy called I think Cheddarina. He released a secret saying that men scratch their balls a lot of times through their pocket. It's like a little sneak
not another
sneak
one.
detective. Yeah. Now he said this, and the Council of Men, headed by the Vantador himself,
Yeah.
Vantalord, sorry, fucking put him on trial.
Yeah.
Said you're gonna fucking have to face this.
Yeah.
Cheddarina does the unthinkable, and he
he do?
breaks off from the council and creates his own rogue fraction. And now TikTok is up in arms. People are siding with the council. People are siding with the rogues. And I'm trying to figure out where we're sitting, boys.
Oh,
Are
this
we
is a
sitting
major
with
duopoly.
original order, or are we being fucking mavericks in this new field, trying to create our own?
Fuck. See, okay, on the one side, I think I'm on the pro of the rebels. I think fuck the council because I want to know what the girls' secrets are.
Do you know what's funny? I completely agree with what the council say, but I want to be with the rebels because it sounds cooler. You know what I mean? Fuck established order.
How shocked were you when you realized that girls leave bobby pins and shit to fucking like to warn other women that they're there? It's like to mark their fucking trail.
I think that's not all girls. I think that is a specific type of girl. I think
reckon?
girls also just lose those things all the time.
Oh, but I mean, there's one thing losing it once. It's another thing always having them left there.
Okay.
And I always thought it was
With that being said, like, do you lose your keys to mark your territory so another car doesn't walk in and say like, oh shit, you got a Honda here already? You know what I mean? People lose shit all the time, B. Like,
Sure, but is it repeated? It's the repeated bit. That fucking.
I think girls leave it there for convenience more than to mark their territory. I think they're thinking like, what if I lose one at home? Yeah, of course they want to be there, but I don't think it's specifically he's going to bring another bitch.
You don't
in.
believe that it's a thing?
No, I'm sure there are women who do
Yeah,
that.
because it's definitely.
Do you think it's
But I think there's
subconscious or
different-
deliberate?
deliberate?
No, I think
Oh,
there are some
really?
women who definitely do it deliberate, but there's levels
It's a
of
thing.
insecurity.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Like
Maybe
I
not
saw a
every woman
dude,
does
I
it,
saw
but-
this thing. It was the funniest thing. It was like snooping through a man's text on another level, and it was a chick. The guy was sitting down. No, the chick was sitting down on a seat, and the guy was kind of like sitting on her lap, and they were both holding each other or something like that. And the chick he had his arm down, and the chick was like pretending to hug him, but leaning down, and you could see her like scrolling through his Apple fucking watch,
What?
trying to look at his text while like it looked like they were having a sentimental moment or something like that.
No way.
That bitch would leave
That's-
bobby pin. She would sprinkle it like a fucking potion. But I don't think I think some girls are thinking, if I leave it here, I'll have a spare one. You know, like when your girl first starts, like you have a girl or something like that, and she like leaves a pair of like fucking pants or something like that. Like a comfy, like,
Panties, you mean? Or pants?
no, like comfy pants or something like that at a place. And then suddenly she's got her ting there.
It builds up to that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
leave clean or even not clean panties.
She said, smell this.
Smell this.
Have a whiff on that.
Smells like the sushi store.
The goat curry didn't fucking sit well, I'll tell you that much.
And they start leaving things in your shower.
Wait,
You
what?
notice that?
Like shampoos and shit?
Yeah, like fancy shampoos because I can't use your shitty.
Well,
Always
I just
shampoo.
use theirs.
Yeah, it's great.
I trust theirs much more than I trust
That's
mine.
a
No, but
great
you're
thing.
wasting expensive stuff.
Good.
No, have you seen the amount of shampoo
didn't pay
that
for
girls...
it.
have you seen the amount of shampoo that girls put on versus guys?
They have a lot longer
They
hair.
will fill up their fucking palm. with
They have a
shampoo.
lot more hair.
We put 3 dots.
Nah, I'm more than that. I got
I've
longer
had
hair.
girls tell me that they have a shampoo bottle every week. They go
What?
through it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like a third of the bottle per fucking time.
But I've got a bit longer hair, so I probably use like you probably don't use conditioner, do you?
no, I do. I do now.
I thought you said you use 2-in-1.
I used to use 2 in
That's such a guy thing to do.
one. I use 3 in 1 actually. Body wash as well.
Oh my god.
Well, shampoo is 2 in 1
no, it's
because
not.
shampoo is body wash.
Pretty
No,
much.
it's not.
Wait, do you use it? You have 3 different ones. You have shampoo,
course.
body wash, and
Of course.
and conditioner.
It's made for different things, bruv. Otherwise, you just use a fucking bar of soap in your hair and have one. Do you know what I mean?
No, because bar of soap is very different. Like soap is different to detergent, but the detergent that's in shampoo is the same type of detergent that's in body wash.
I don't think that's true.
No, in the
I think
cheap
you're just saying
shampoos.
that.
In the cheap shampoos, that's true, I think.
No, as in like okay, so
I know
conditioner.
basically it's the same stuff,
Yeah.
but if you get like fancy, expensive shampoo, they must use a different type of soap.
Also, it's just like
Yeah, they got,
you,
like,
you
no
spend
paraffins.
$10 on a
Yeah,
bottle,
like-
not even crazy fancy, just not the bog standard guy shit.
Mine's is $4.99,
Yeah, exactly.
half price.
But like you all of a sudden have minerals and shit like that, and your hair feels much nicer after. Like I notice, and maybe it's because when you've got like slick back hair, you have longer hair on the top, and you feel when your hair feels shit versus when it feels nice.
Another
It's like
thing-
I will always condition my hair because it just feels better afterwards.
Well, the other thing is like
We are
my
women.
hair-
What's happening?
Also,
to us?
my hair's not gonna. I'm gonna go bald by next year. Like so, there's not. So I'm not trying to protect a fucking car that's gonna.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
have
you
for the rest
will.
of my life. I'm fairly positive I will because I'm also not going to be the type of guy who has a bald spot. Like
Right,
when it's
okay.
time to go, it's time to go, and I'm not going to fucking hold back.
But are you going to go turkey first and give it a go?
Nah.
You don't reckon?
Well, the issue with hair transplants.
If you found out it was 5K,
You
It's
don't
not-
want
it's
to mess
not-
it up though.
mate,
You
it
don't
is
want to
not
skimp
at
on that.
all about the money. The last thing
You
I
do
care
not want
about
to
is the
skimp
money.
on that stuff.
There's a couple of reasons why I don't want to do a hair transplant surgery. I'm keen to hear the listeners' thoughts as well. Firstly, it's like boob jobs, where it's not a one and done. It's like you do it and then you have to have you have to get it redone every 5 years.
Do you?
Yeah. People don't realize this about fucking either.
I thought it was 10 years.
With boob jobs?
Yeah.
With hair transplants, it's 5 years.
Okay.
So you got to re-get it done every 5 years. And they're pulling out hairs from the side of your head and they're putting it on the top because people usually don't go bald on the side of their hair. Apart from Aaron. He's actually the first human that has that. And
it's they never They never go bald fully on the back and all the sides, but your corners and shit can get pushed back.
Yeah. So they'll take ones where
Or
it's,
at
where
least
it
male
doesn't go
pattern
out.
baldness. If you have like alopecia or something, it's different. But yeah.
Yeah. So they'll take them from the back and they'll put them in the front, and wherever it's thinning. The issue is that you slowly run out of ones from the back. So you even with hair, I've looked into it. Even with hair transplant surgery, it only makes it like the problem less long. But after 30, 40 years, and if you get it at like 25, which I would be getting at 25, 30 to 40 years later, you're going to have nothing left for them to replace it with.
Yeah, but at fucking 65, it doesn't matter anymore.
Sure, but like it's like you're still like it's a limited amount of time. It's something you
Like if
now
you're
have
going to go
do
bald, you're
on-
going to go full bald. You're not going to do Jewish accountant, like just bald at the top. And then
Yeah.
hair on the sides and back, yeah?
No, I'm definitely going to go full bald.
Yeah,
100%.
so like it's just delaying it 40 years. It's a big part of your life.
Still, I don't,
throughout
I
your
don't
sexual
like, I don't
prime.
like the maintenance
Do you know how
part
much
of
it costs each time?
I don't care. It's under 10 grand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think it would
not-
be enough money that it's horrible financial choice.
It's not. It's not at all. About
Like if
the
you
money.
get fucking veneers or something like that, you have to get those fucking things replaced every 5-10 years.
exactly, I
But
wouldn't
it's
get
about the
them.
look thing.
I wouldn't get them. I would much
probably
rather.
would.
I'd much rather just get braces as an adult if I wanted to fix my
Veneers
teeth.
aren't purely about that. It's also about like staining and like uneven, crooked teeth and shit, like
Yeah, yeah.
chipped teeth and stuff.
Well, you can get fillings and there's a lot of options.
Fillings don't do none of that. Fillings aren't cosmetic. They're fucking
crowns, sorry,
structural.
crowns.
They're the same thing. It's just a different version. It's like that's not to crowns isn't going to replace a tooth that got chipped in half.
Oh yeah,
You know, to get
No,
punched in the face.
I'm getting one. It does.
yeah. I think it does.
A crown,
There's,
Yeah,
there's
a crown
definitely
is a
natural
single
ways to do it.
tooth, like a cap that goes over a single tooth.
right?
Yeah, I don't think I would ever get veneers. Veneers are so bad for you. They're
Why?
fucked. I don't know. I just
They're the
saw
one on the
I saw a
front,
lot of
right?
dentists talk about it. Huh?
They're the ones on the front.
The ones that you just put like on top and they like glue them in so they're
Yeah.
permanently there. It's like the English people fucking love it. Where it's just like,
no. Americans love it.
Americans do love it.
really?
Yeah.
English people don't care about their teeth.
Bro. I always see it on like Love Island UK. People with those
Okay,
like
but
shiny
that's like
white
very
teeth.
specific.
Yeah, they love all the
Demographic.
cosmetic surgeries.
Yeah.
Americans do it
veneers
all the
are
time.
really bad for you.
I don't
you
think they're that
confuse
bad for you
Essex
because
with
so many people do.
Give it on YouTube. Chuck it
Sure.
on, so many people smoke.
Nah, but like if you were doing that and it was horrible for you and everyone was dying, we'd see more celebrities die at fucking 50.
I think there's and think about sunbeds as well. Like it's
Sunbeds are not a big thing in Hollywood these days.
but it's
Got too much
they're-
fake tan.
I remember someone comparing them to sunbeds, and they were saying that they're worse. Like they're really bad for your long-term oral health. Look, everyone obviously do your own research, but I've heard
Yeah, I
really
think
bad
that they're
things.
chatting shit because sunbeds you're literally bathing in UV.
I'm not sure what makes veneers bad, but I know that
I
they're
think
really
that
bad
guy's
for your
selling
long-term.
implants.
Oh, okay. I remember why. So to put the veneers in, you've got to shear a bit of your
Yeah.
teeth off.
Yeah.
The thing is, veneers only last X amount of years.
Yeah.
So they look great now. They might look great the second time. They might look good the third time. By the time, and if you're getting them at 18, 19, which a lot of people are getting them really early, especially like Instagram models, by the time you're just 40, your teeth just look fucked and you can't get them anymore. So you just have these thin gaps between your teeth and it just looks
You
horrible.
can just get fucking implants.
Huh?
Implant fucking surgery is beautiful now.
What's implant surgery?
You can get fake teeth screwed in. So it's not like fake teeth that you like stick in like the old cartoon shit.
It's a replacement, is it?
So they
Yeah,
get rid of all your
it's
natural
like
teeth?
what?
They get rid of all your natural teeth and they put in
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
ones.
So it's commitment, but it's like you know you guys seen the Wiggles before?
Yeah.
Do you know of the
Wiggles?
Wiggles?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, the
I know
kids.
of- yeah.
Yeah. So I think the purple wiggle, I forget his name, whatever. The purple wiggle was talking to Anthony. He apparently had this weird thing where he had like black teeth as a kid. Like something happened, all his teeth died or something like that, and he got full implants. And I guess he's on big Wiggles money, or maybe his parents had money or something like that. And they look great. You would not even notice that they're fucking fake.
Yeah.
And I had an Uber driver once. He was a skateboarder. He fucking shattered all his teeth. And apparently Hungary is the Turkey of teeth.
Is it?
So it's the place where you get like first world care for like good prices.
Okay.
Like they just got an abundance of dentistry or something like that. And he got all implant teeth as well. And they look great.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like I
do
think
the research.
reality is 40 years in the future. Because cosmetic shit. The reason why
It wasn't 40 years.
when
It's
you look
20
up
years in the future.
yeah, but think about it. When you look up surgeon salary, you know how they're like the second highest doctor pay.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, look, they're saving lives and stuff. That's not the surgeons that are hiking up the prices. Fucking surgeons who are saving lives are not making the same much money as the fucking
Plastic surgeons.
surgeons. They're the ones who are making this shit fucking crazy.
Yeah. Because
they're
because
making
people
millions of dollars a year through because people care about looks more than they care about health or anything
and
else.
they're willing to spend a lot of money to fix
Exactly.
insecurities.
You think about boob job fucking technology. Back in the day,
It's an inelastic good, isn't it? Would you say?
100%.
Yeah.
100% in
bro,
elastic.
boob jobs back in the day. You look at the old porn stars who had it back then. they're mank. They look like balloons that they stuffed under their chest.
Now look at them.
These days.
And they're cheap as well.
Oh my God.
You know they're under like $5,000. It's like $4,000 to get a boob job.
Yeah.
In like Queensland. Not even in a third world country.
If I was a female, I think I'd go to Miami because I just keep hearing Miami is the place that they do boob jobs and Brazilian butt lifts like amazing.
Well, I saw one of these Instagram models that I follow from Queensland, and she was saying that the place that she goes to is like worldwide known because it's really affordable. It's like under $5,000 Australian to get really high quality.
The thing is,
boob
if you're
jobs.
going to do that, would you go the affordable route?
Definitely not.
I'd probably try and throw
Money
the
should
kitchen
not be an
sink at
object
it.
with that.
I'd go Turkey if I'm going to get a hip transplant. Because this is the Ryanair argument I told you before. I think the person who does it a lot is better than the person who charges a lot more and does it every now and then.
What's the Ryanair analogy?
I think
like the Ryanair pilots, I think, are the best pilots on earth because they're taking off and going down non-stop.
It's not about that though.
It is.
To make them the best pilot.
It is. It's about experience.
It's about, training.
I think the training's all the same and experience.
It's not, the trainings are not
Experience matters a lot more than training.
I discriminate with airlines. So
I don't agree with your discrimination is what I'm trying to say.
think if there was I think if you had a stat where you saw that Ryan Airlines pilots after 5 years all moved to Air Singapore or whatever the best airline is, I would agree with what you're saying. But the reality is...
So you agree with the theory, but you're not sure if it's actually true?
No, meaning like I would agree like if the best... if these pilots who are so-called the best suddenly got the bag somewhere else, I would agree with you. But I think in a capitalist society, we pay the best to do the best.
I think, yeah.
I don't think someone earning
Ryanair gets their
$2.50.
pilot, like Ryanair pilots are fresh out of school, so they're the least experienced. And then they get employed with Ryanair on not the best aircraft, with not the best training, and not the best practices.
That is such a good... Yeah, think about it. You're not going to have the same facilities as some mega fucking structure in somewhere else. Also, you think about it. Those places that are so world-renowned for being like the best places are going to have the best facilities and they have waiting lists out the door. So he's still doing 3 a day and he's got it booked for fucking 5 years. You know what I mean?
What makes you think that the Ryanair training is subpar?
Just documentaries I've seen and things that when I lived in the UK, it was always, do I go EasyJet or do I go Ryanair? And I would always go EasyJet.
Also,
like
because
that's very normal though.
But think about it when you're emphasizing
the wine that's purchased, the more is the second.
It's basic. Like the cost isn't enough to actually make a difference. It's like, who do you actually want to fly with?
Also, when you're skimping so much on when you're trying to be the budget airline, you're going to cut things like from places. And yeah, you could say like it's the entertainment, but I don't think I don't think it's the fucking $4 movie that they fucking rent off Netflix, and that's the reason why.
It's about the computers not being there. So in Ryanair, there's no computers. You have to pay for meals. You have to it's bare bones. No luggage. Like really strict on the hand luggage weight and stuff. So everything is bare bones. And like if you don't bring your own printed fucking ticket and you haven't checked in on before, there's like fees. You have to check in You have to check in prior to 2 hours before the flight.
What do you mean? That's every fucking flight.
You don't have to check in for
on your phone. Yeah, on normal flights you can just go to the airport and check in. Yeah. This one you have to have checked in on your phone prior to 2 hours before the flight.
Yeah.
So that you can't just rock up in the airport and check in there.
You can just rock up in the airport and check in on your phone.
Only if you're there like 2.5 hours earlier.
But most flights are like that. You have to rock up early.
In Europe, it's like a 1 hour flight. It could be a small flight. So you just rock up there 30, 40 minutes before the flight. You don't have any checked baggage.
As long as you don't have checked bags, you can pretty much walk onto the plane.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really, really casual.
Anyway, we've ranted enough about how
airlines,
perfect, airlines,
wedding shampoo,
what dress, how we want the man of our dreams to propose to us, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Typical milk bucket gaff. Thanks for listening to us. Fucking make sure to check out the Instagram. We're posting more reels there. Check out the TikTok. We're at 90K, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Fucking hell.
Hit 90K in the new year.
Insane.
We'll hopefully try and post more shit on YouTube to give you some more content. Hit the Discord link. You know all the deal. Give us 5 stars, etc., etc. Thanks so much.
Yeah, boys, and we'll get Chris.
The secret word for this year, for this episode, is "Will you marry me?"
Hey, let's see how many people post it in the comments.
Yeah, keen
so
for
go
it,
to
bro.
the YouTube, chuck the secret term in.
Anyway, thanks, Chris, for being on the podcast. It's been
pleasure.
great for you.
Anytime.
Beautiful. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
See you then.